In this video I will do a review of my team from game week 38, the last game week. Now I start with the goalkeeper, Robin Roefs. He had 2 points. Yeah, he made a bit of an error against Chelsea, to be honest. It was a bit disappointing, 2 points. He made one error. He should have got the shot from Cole Palmer, but that's okay. He had 2 points. Then we go to the defenders. Now you see now it was a total mess. It was virtually nothing happened. Gabriel only played 45 minutes, so he only got 1 point. Yeah, Brighton lost 3-0, only 1 point from Van Hekken from Brighton. Now Virgil van Dijk conceded 1 goal against Brentford. He got 2 points. And Cash only played 45 minutes. Cash didn't concede the goal, but only played 45 minutes. Gabriel didn't concede the goal, but only played 45 minutes. And Virgil van Dijk, Roefs played more than 60 minutes, but conceded exactly 1 goal. Yeah, it sums up a little bit how it went for me in the last, let's say, 10 game weeks. In total I had, for my defenders, it is almost pathetic, 7 points. Hey, I only had 7 points for 5 players. This is absolutely embarrassing, you know. But the last game week, these kind of things can happen. Doesn't players only get 4 points for a clean sheet if they play 60 minutes? And Gabriel and Cash didn't concede a goal, but they didn't play 60 minutes. So it was very poor. And in midfield, Enzo Fernandez had 1 point. Semenyo made a goal, 6 points, but he was substituted after 57 minutes. I don't understand it. But Semenyo was substituted after 56 minutes, so he didn't play 60 minutes. But he only had 6 points, but he made a goal, so he did well to make a goal. Semenyo, at least he made a goal. It's something. Now Cherky didn't start. He only played the last 30 minutes. He made 1 point. Now Bruno Fernandes is the only player who did something. He had an assist. Like Semenyo made a goal, but he had an assist and a goal. At least that was very, very good. And he had also a clean sheet. And also he had 3 bonus points. So I was very happy. I was happy for him. Happy with that. And then he had 28 points, 3 bonus points. But he saved my game week. And if you look at the forwards, that was also not good. Gyökeres only played 45 minutes and didn't score 1 point. And Calvert-Lewin had 2 points. He didn't score. So only 3 points for the forwards. The midfielders got 36 points. If you look at the team, then Bruno Fernandes saved me, because otherwise it would be an horrendous poor week. But at least Bruno Fernandes got 28 points. But you see now that he was a vice captain. But who was my captain? But he didn't start. It was Erling Haaland. But Haaland didn't start. He didn't play any minute. The same goes for Declan Rice. And the same goes for Andersen. He was suspended. And also Dubravka, but it was not a problem. But on the bench were 3 players. 2 players I expected to start, Haaland and Rice. But they didn't play. They didn't play 1 minute. So I think that was it, I think. So Haaland didn't start, didn't play, and neither did Declan Rice. If you look at the total number of points, he had 46 points, 5 points above average. It seems a reasonable score, but I think that was not very good. The only player who did very, very well was Bruno Fernandes, 28 points. And Semenyo, apart from that, it was absolutely awful. Yeah, it's above average, because I think a lot of managers already gave up. You have to realize that at this stage in the season, a lot of managers gave up. They just give up. They do nothing about the team anymore. Only the players in the top 1 million, 2 million will still make a big effort. So to finish above average is not something to be very, very proud of. It's something you might expect in the last 10 game weeks, yes. But all in all, it was a disappointing last game weeks. If you look at my total ranking now, is 200,000. And that was a little bit disappointing. I think I was 13,000 in game week 28. So game week 28, I was 13,000. And 10 game weeks later, I am 200,000. So I must have done something wrong. I made a lot of poor decisions. That was a bit disappointing, but overall it's still a good ranking, 200,000. That's in the top 2%. Still a good ranking. Not unhappy with that. It was not my highest ranking ever, that was clear, but I didn't finish in the top 100,000. But it was not disappointing. It's just a goal I had. I have to think about what I learned from this season and doing better next season. But 200,000 is still a very good end result. I was happy with that. It's just a shame that the last 10 game weeks were not so good. Normally my last 10 game weeks are much better than the game weeks before. But this season, it was exactly the opposite. The last 10 game weeks were very, very, very poor. I just made a lot of bad calls and a lot of bad decisions. But I knew the last game week was going to be very, very difficult, But I just probably made the wrong decision. But I expected Gabriel to start and Haaland to start and so on, and Declan Rice to start. Yeah, but because they were already champion, and Arsenal and City was already, the number 2 in the league. They didn't start. The last game week was always going to be difficult, but apart from that, the ending was a bit disappointing. But the overall ranking is 200,000, which is quite good. So it was the end of the video. I talked about. I did a review of game week 38. This was the last video now. I will continue next season in August for a new season of FPL.